With the passion of empowering the local businesses to reach the global market, with their commitments, they are unlocking opportunities for the local businesses and local products to reach the international stage. Meet Jenifer Nawaz, founder of Trade Forte Consultancy, and Mr. Razveer Mohsin, who is the head of Trade Forte Consultancy. Welcome to Business Notice. We are delighted to have both of you. So I'll request both of you to share your journey and how trading idea came up to your mind.
The inception of Trade Forte Consultancy Services started during the COVID season, I would say. So we came across certain people who were trying to export or get into the global market, but considering where we are, the Northeast region, there were no consultants available in the Northeast. They were in the metros outside of the Northeast, but from Assam, from the Northeast, there were no such consultants who were handling the documentation part or even guiding the entrepreneurs how to start the business, how to find buyers, how to get the documentations ready, and then start the business. So identifying that there was a lack of I would say knowledge gap and how to go about it, that's when we started to actually acquire the knowledge of how to start it. Like from DGFT, we started learning about DGFT registrations, export promotions councils registrations, and all the documentations required just to start an export business. So we mastered ourselves in those documentation parts. So we started with clients who were looking to get into the business and do not have the expertise to go about it. We started initially with the documentation, and then we moved on to the banking compliances, sorry. And then we started growing, our clientele grew, and then Trade Forte started to branch out, I would say. We got into custom clearing also. Custom clearing in Assam, in Northeast, there are very few, very few people doing custom clearing work in Northeast, and we also decided to get into that, and we got our certificates, I would say license, and we started our second branch. First branch was opened in Guwahati, Digoli Pukhuri. Second branch we had opened in Doranga Mela, that's in Bhutan border, Sandup Jongda. So that is the area where where there is a custom clearing station, and the export happens from there, import and export both. The second branch we started there with our new profile, I would say, that was the custom clearing part. When the custom clearing started, we thought that why not now start with the global freight as well. Why constrain ourselves to just these two profiles? Why not starting with the logistic part as well? Because not just it's not about just having a product, having the documentations ready, but if you have a sound logistic partner like us, what we can do is we can take care of the goods, and then we can send it across to the buyer's destination. So we partnered with a company, and we have started with our logistic freight services as well, freight forwarding services as well. So as of now, Trade Forte has grown from a consultancy service to custom clearing to freight forwarding company, and now we have just started with a training program. The training program is not just for entrepreneurs. We have been doing workshops with entrepreneurs, local traders since we started, but now we are concentrating on students who are doing their MBA, doing their business management, and who are keen into getting into this niche market of export and import. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to impart that knowledge to students who are interested into getting into that job, or say just to become an entrepreneur. So we have started at Trade Forte Center for Training in International Trade and Banking as well.
I joined Trade Forte on 1st of August, and I had an experience in international trade. I was working in a bank, and I had almost 20 years of experience in handling international trade all across Northeast, 7 states. So I decided to join Trade Forte on 1st of August. And what I've noticed is there are a lot of businesses who wants to sell their product abroad. They want to go global. but who's going to complete the documentations for them? Who's going to who's going to claim the export subsidies for them? So there was a lot of gap. We have seen it in the market, and we have started, studying from last, like Jenifer said, we started, doing a lot of homework from last 4 years, 5 years, going through the entire process of DGFT, customs, and the banking procedures. And then we, started guiding the entrepreneurs accordingly. So what I would like to say is Trade Forte is in every stages of trade. So right from someone wants to get into this business of export or import, so we guide the customer right from finding a buyer abroad, then completing the registration process. We make the complete skeleton for the corporate or complete skeleton for the companies of Northeast. Okay, skeleton in the sense we do the entire paperwork for the corporate. We make them ready for their export journey or their import journey. And the second thing is we are also a custom clearing agent. So we do all custom documentations. Third is we are a freight forwarding company. So we've been handling freight for few customers from Northeast who are sending containers through Nhava Sheva, Mumbai, through Calcutta port. And after completing the freight forwarding part and the custom clearance part, once the goods are shipped, then there is a compliance which needs to be met for the big businesses in terms of banking. So what we do is we help the customers to complete the banking procedures and compliances. So we have seen gap in everything. We have seen gap almost in suppose someone wants to get into this business of export, right from IEC, right from customs, various customs registrations, right from 80 code registrations, claiming of export subsidies, claiming of duty drawbacks, road tapes. We have seen gaps everywhere. So that is where we have decided to come forward and help the entrepreneurs of Northeast.
What Trade Forte Consultancy Services sets you apart from the other services?
First of all, we are a local company and we are the only one catering to Northeast, entire Northeast. So how we do business here is we understand the the mentality of the people here, the demographic, the how the people here would want to set up the business, how they want to go about it. So what sets us apart is like we try to understand our client based on his background or her background, right? So we do it at a very grassroots level, because unlike metro consultants at the metros, there will be a very generic quotation or a generic service they will provide, whereas what we do is we try to understand the client, right? Where they come from, because we don't just deal with big entrepreneurs or big companies, we deal with the local traders as well. So a local trader could be a fish exporter who has live, just like Razveer mentioned, live ornamental fish, or a tea exporter or a ginger exporter. So we try to understand how what the person is looking for and how we can help him at a very closer, at a close proximity, I would say, and then help him accordingly, not just give him a generic service, but to understand what he actually wants.
I would like to ask you, how many businesses are taking help from Trade Forte Consultancies?
See, we've been supporting more than 200 businesses from Northeast India, directly and indirectly. So directly in the sense, these businesses, most of them, they don't know the registration process, how to go about it. So we help them to complete the registrations. Okay. And when you talk about clients, we are handling all types of clients. So I would like to share one example where there was an NRI who was staying in US, and he has a lemongrass cultivation farm and Soigaon in Guwahati. So he wanted to export. So he came back to me and he told me, Razveer, I'm facing a lot of difficulties because I have some orders in my hand and I need to execute this order.
Yes.
So I told him, sir, no worries about it, no worries. So we started with the initial stage of getting the complete registered with all customs and bank and all other departments, and we handled the logistics, and finally we could successfully deliver the consignment to US. He was very happy, right? And the second also, we have different types of customers. We have a small branch office at Golakganj in Dhubri, so where we are catering to large number of customers who are exporting coal and boulder stones and limestones. Okay, from that to Bangladesh. Okay, and there are few customers who are exporting ginger also through that particular border, right? And then we have the Sangrup Jongkar border, which is connecting to Bhutan. So we have a lot of customers who are sending vegetables, who are sending the sanitary items, and most of the customers are importing gypsum. So we are also handling the import consignments for those customers, right? And we have also a small office in Mankachar and Mahendraganj, where we've been, Mankachar is in Assam and Mahendraganj is in Meghalaya. So we have been supporting the customers there also who are exporting minerals with the custom clearance process. So we have customers, from various segments, from different segments, we've been supporting. And there is another customer of Guwahati who's a regular exporter of tea. So his tea travels to all part of the globe.
Wow.
So we've been handling the logistics for them, right? And I would like to also share one of our success stories where there are two entrepreneurs. There were two entrepreneurs who wanted to export bamboo from Bongaigaon. So we have catered to this particular job end to end. So we have collected the bamboos from Bongaigaon. So under their responsibility, they have send it to us up to Calcutta port, and from Calcutta port we have shipped this goods to Hamburg, to Germany. Okay.
Wow.
So what we've been doing is we've been organizing a lot of awareness programs for exporters as well as importers. We are telling them that you need not worry about any documentations or claiming any export subsidies and incentives. So everything A to Z, we've been helping the businesses to complete. So you just think of a product and you just think of exporting that particular product. Okay, you just have to prepare your mind. The remaining the part, Trade Forte is there to take care of and to give you end-to-end solutions.
Are there any specific industries in Northeastern India that you see having high potential in export?
No, actually, Northeast India is quite rich and diverse in a lot of things. I would say, from agriculture to handicraft to clothes, as in apparels and everything. So I would say, if it comes to agricultural products, we are organic by default mostly. It's like, compared to rest of the part of the India, we are organic. We have organic farming here from Arunachal, even in Assam and Meghalaya. So if you focus on agricultural products, and if you have a good coal storage unit or processing units, I would say Assam and the rest of the north will do really good, provided if we have that kind of infrastructure. But still, some are doing it, from kaji nemu and the lemon, from pineapples, and even jackfruit from Tripura. So there are a lot of agricultural products that we can focus on, if at all they are like good infrastructure, like coal processing units or coal storage or processing units and all that. And if we have good transportation as well, because there is a product, it's called an expiration date, like where you need life cycle of the product, where you have to cut the product and send it, maintaining that life cycle so that it is just fresh to the customers. So if we can do it, I would say Northeast would be a very good market for any kind of agricultural products. Second, I would say the handicraft. We have amazing handicraft work here. Entire Northeast has their unique handicraft items. I would say all handmade and unique to their own region. And secondly, even minerals, I would say we are rich in minerals as well. So any product, if we have in mind, I think, and if we find a good buyer or a good buying party, we can actually, Northeast is it is ready to export any kind of products so far. But yes, we would need to educate ourselves, educate the farmers, educate the traders on how to go about it, and how to focus on sending a product in a good shape, meeting all standards. If that is done, I think Northeast is quite, it has good potential for export.
How are you how are you able to find buyers outside India?
What we have is we have a live data analysis software. So where every shipment that is going in and out of every country is produced in that data. So what if you have a product in mind? So every product has an HSN code. If we have tea, we will have a particular HSN code. If you place that HSN code and we put the data, suppose from India to any country, suppose we have Southeast Asian countries in mind, suppose as Singapore. If we put Singapore on the search bar, they will show us a live data of buyers. So these are exporters who have been exporting this product from India. So we can give those top buyers name who are actually doing the business already. They are looking out for this particular product and from this particular region. So that live data is authentic data. So we can give the customer that data, and they can either Google search, or we can provide the contact details of the buyer, the company. So if you say tea and there is a tea company, or even it's a departmental store and they are exporting Assam tea, importing Assam tea. So what we can give is the buyer's name and everything, and the price, unit price, is it per metric ton, per kg. So everything is available in that data. So if a customer comes to us for not just documentation but also to find a buyer, we can provide their details, very authentic and credible details of buyers and sellers both.
So, Mr. Mohsin, I would like to ask you, what are your future plans for Trade Forte Consultancy Services to expand it in future?
All right. See, currently we have 3 branches in Northeast, and all the 3 branches are in Assam. Okay. So the expansion within a period of 6 months, 1 year, we are looking at opening branches all across Northeast. Now, and we also want to reach out to maximum traders, farmers, businesses, MSMEs, right? And we want to provide them trainings in terms of exports and imports, right? And we have also collaborated with Assam Institute of Management, so where we have designed a course on international trade for the students. So what we want to do here is we want to see more entrepreneurs coming from the younger generation. So we are going to give them trainings to the students, teach them international trade. Okay, we want to empower them. Now, the important part which I wanted to tell here is, if you go to any job sites like Naukri.com or any job sites, you see when you type export and import, so there will be more than 400, 450 job openings in the market. So our students from the region are not able to crack interviews, or maybe the profile matching is not happening with those job vacancies. Reason is lack of knowledge, right? So why we have taken this initiative is to empower the students, give them knowledge on exports and imports, right? And parallelly, we are also signed an agreement with Assam Institute of Management to run an export cell, where the exporters or importers, if they're looking for preliminary information on export or import, they can come there. They can enroll with us for training programs, where we'll be imparting trainings, and we will guide them end to end on the export procedures.
Thank you, Razveer and Jenifer, for taking out your valuable time, and we had an amazing business conversation today. Keep watching Business Notice.
Thank you.